Welcome to Nana Anna's Corner. This week, as you can see, I've been knitting the same sweater I have for the past 6 years. My chamomile tea is delicious, and I will be reviewing Joan Bauer's Backwater. Later, we will have an interview with Joan Bauer herself, but for now, let me tell you a little bit about the story. The story begins a little on the cliché side. Ivy Breedlove is the outcasted member of her dysfunctional family. She comes from a line of lawyers, and as you can guess, she does not want to be a lawyer herself. The story soon diverges from the norm, though. Ivy wants to be a historian, and after a family party where she is criticized and compared to her missing Aunt Josephine, she sets out to find her with the help of wilderness guide known as Mountain Mama. Hoping to understand herself through another family outcast, the story takes many twists and turns, with a sprinkle of romance along the way. Bauer brings the story to life with beautiful imagery and deep, dynamic characters. In the end, it's safe to say that this story will bring a smile to any reader's face. My favorite part of the story would have to be the characters. They're just downright zany. Aunt Fiona is Ivy's aunt, who has her own TV show called It's About Time, where she finds out how to do things faster than any other person and save time and be efficient. She sets out to map the family history, just as Ivy is, but she does it on film. This really irks Ivy, which is understandable since she feels like it's her own project. But the way you see Aunt Fiona trying to film this with spotlights and just scripts, and it really just brings the story to life. I mean, the way Joan Bauer describes it makes you feel like you're there. But anyways, if you're not going to take it from Nana Anna, you should at least take it from some more respectable stories. The New York Times Book Review says, and I quote, "Ivy Breedlove is another strong and quirky heroine who addresses serious issues head on." They're not all positive reviews, though. But the only negative review I could really find was the last line of Publishers Weekly that says, "In the end, readers may feel Ivy's adventure and the extreme avenues taken by Josephine to be far-fetched." I personally don't agree. The way Joan Bauer describes the story and puts you there next to the characters, it's easy to believe that anything can happen. I mean, a flying horse, a unicorn, that's called a unicorn. A unicorn lands on the mountain and leads you to safety or something like that. If that happened, I would still believe it. Okay, now, my portion of this is done. Let's meet Joan Bauer. Hello, Joan. So, Joan, which books have you actually written?
Well, Squash was my first in 1992. Then came Thwonk in 1995. Sticks in 96. Rules of the Road in 98. Backwater, which you read, 1999. Hope was here in 2000. Stand Tall was in 2002. Best Foot Forward, which I wrote in 2005. And Peeled in 2008. I've written a few other things with other authors since then, but those are primarily my books.
Very nice. So, tell us a little about yourself.
here we go. I was born and raised in River Phoenix, Illinois in 1951. I was absolutely obsessed with comedy and, making people laugh. And from a young age, I knew I wanted to make people laugh somehow. My role model when I was little was my grandmother. She was a professional storyteller who made anything funny. When I was 8, my parents got divorced, which was really tough, but also something I reflect on when I'm writing. It's an inspiration. After 20, I worked for, here we go, the Chicago Tribune, McGraw-Hill, WLS Radio, and Parade Magazine. But when I met my husband, Evan Bauer, he supported me, and I started to write professionally for the first time. In July 1982, my daughter Jean was born. She has the soul of a writer, let me tell you that. I wrote Squashed after getting into a serious car accident where I needed neurosurgery. The comedy in my writing kept me going, and I've been writing ever since. So, yeah, that's about it.
That is really interesting. Okay. I'm not very well acquainted with the interweb. Name a few of your favorite websites relating to, well, yourself.
Well, my own website, joanbauer.com, is my favorite because, it's pretty personal. Teenreads.com has a great bio, and penguinbooks.com has a lot of helpful information on my books. But I don't really spend my time looking around for websites about myself. I do other things.
Quite the modest woman. Now tell us, do you prefer green tea or chamomile?
Chamomile?
And now you see it, folks, a great woman. Join us next time on Nana Anna's Corner, when we'll be discussing just how much bingo is too much bingo. You've been a great audience. Bye-bye.